There is no clearer example of how toxic this issue is, and this ruling is for Republicans, particularly within the state of Arizona, than Kari Lake. The Arizona Republican Senate candidate yesterday came out strongly against Arizona's Supreme Court ruling. She wrote in part, "I am the only woman and mother in this race. I understand the fear and anxiety of pregnancy and the joy of motherhood. I oppose today's ruling, and I'm calling on Katie Hobbs and the state legislature to come up with an immediate common sense solution that Arizonans can support." Well, that is not what Kari Lake was saying just 2 years ago when she was running for governor, promising to support whatever the state Supreme Court decided.
I don't believe in abortion. I think the older law is going to go into effect. That's what I believe will happen. I don't think abortion pills should be legal.
We have a great law on the books right now. If that happens, we will be a state where we will not be taking the lives of our unborn anymore. I'm incredibly thrilled that we are going to have a great law that's already on the books. So it will prohibit abortion in Arizona, and I think we're going to be paving the way and setting course for other states to follow.
Vaughn Hilliard, you have covered Arizona very closely. You've covered Kari Lake, interviewed her a number of times. This really just puts into stark relief. That is her position 2 years ago. Whatever the state Supreme Court decides will be good with me. And now that the state Supreme Court says an 1864 territorial code is enforceable in 2024, she's running from it, as are, by the way, many Republicans within the state of Arizona and across the country.
Right. I think Kari Lake somehow finds herself being the character that is going to be looked at across all 50 states here, because Kari Lake is somebody who back in 2022, right, was looking at the hypothetical of Roe v. Wade being overturned. Those comments just a couple months prior to the Dobbs decision, when she called the territorial ban a great law. But then fast forward several months later, it was in October of 2022, 3 months after the Dobbs decision, and I had a back and forth exchange with her about whether she would stand by, if she had actually won the race for governor, and defended the territorial ban, which bans all abortions in the state of Arizona, except for when a woman's life is in danger, and could imprison an abortion provider up to 5 years. And notably, she is sort of softened a little bit, and she told me that she would stand by and defend whatever law the courts decided on behalf of. Well, fast forward, this is where, for all these political figures now, you know, somebody may hold deeply true convictions about abortion, but suddenly we're at the juncture here, almost 2 years after Dobbs, where the real life impact and the political consequence are coming to a head. And in the state of Arizona, exit polling in 2022 showed that more than 2/3 of Arizonans wanted to codify abortion rights in the state of Arizona. And Kari Lake is well acknowledging that 7 months from now, there very likely is going to be a referendum on the state ballot that would grant abortion rights, reproductive rights in the state of Arizona as a constitutional amendment up to 24 weeks. And that is where you see her statement yesterday saying she opposes the territorial ban is so noteworthy, as well as other Republicans in the state, because not only are there real life stories of women and families, they're going to continue to come out, but there's also the political consequence that is so much tied to their own.
You know, it's so interesting. First of all, this law, if and when it goes into effect, will cause immediate pain, trauma, suffering, and danger for women, for countless women across Arizona. It's denying them health care, and it will have terrible, very specific impact on women and their families. Having said that, listening to Vaughn's coverage of Kari Lake and her twisting and turning on this and running to the hills is very typical of Donald Trump, who's trying to twist and turn on this as he does on everything. And we have some polling and focus groups coming up in the next hour that will show that this behavior is beginning to take a toll on Trump's support. Jonathan Lemire, my question to you is, right now, even though this is terrible news for the women of Arizona, this is an opportunity for the Biden campaign to really show the differences here.
First of all, Mika, you're right to underscore the human impact here of this decision on Arizona's women. I'll also note that as Kari Lake called for Governor Hobbs to not enforce this, Remember, Kari Lake never conceded defeat to Governor Hobbs, and it's the first time she sort of did by suggesting that, hey, I'm not governor. She is. But you're right. This is a huge moment, especially coming 2 days after Donald Trump said that states should set their own abortion policies. And, well, now Arizona has. And the electoral impact here, John Heilemann, going to be significant. Whether this law is in code is enforced or not, it is injected into the political conversation yet again with how the Republican Party views abortion, views women's health care. It was just about a week ago that we all had a conversation here, and I talked to Democrats, too, who felt like Joe Biden's best and maybe only path to 270 electoral votes was Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and they were pleased that the one vote in Nebraska could be preserved and he could win that as well. That's precisely 270. A lot of Democrats were feeling pretty pessimistic about Arizona. Like Georgia, Arizona harder this time around. Polls suggest the president trailing Donald Trump there.
Hey everyone, MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.